Welcome to Kurt's Home Living, sweet and sour pork.
Welcome back. Today I'm going to prepare some sweet and sour pork. Not the traditional Chinese restaurant sweet and sour pork. I'm going to add a little twist to it. So I went down to my local butcher or my local supermarket and they had some boneless pork loins. About yay big. So I cut those pork loins into four different dinner size portions.
I also trimmed some much needed fat and sliced a piece for a sample.
Okay, we're going to get this meat ready for the sweet and sour pork. I've started putting some salt and pepper on it, some smoked paprika. We're going to be making sweet and sour pork, but we're going to cook our pork loin on the grill. I ended up getting 4 sections out of that loin I bought. It cost like 16 bucks. I got 4 sections this big. I say about 3 pounds each, 2.5 to 3 pounds each. And we're going to generously cook this. I don't do too much with my barbecue, just salt, pepper, and paprika. I'm going to use the Hungarian and the smoked paprika. No other seasonings but salt, pepper, and paprika. You see the folks putting all the seasonings and rubs on their food. That's all good if it works for you, but I don't find it necessary. Just a generous amount of paprika. Salt and pepper is all you need. So we're going to put this on the hot side of the grill first. Get a nice sear on it, then we're going to move it off flame, off the coals. And that's it. That's my rub for my pork. All right, we're going to take our pork tenderloin, put it on the hot side of the grill, put a nice char on it, then we're going to sit it on the cool side where I don't have any coals. This is probably the last year for this grill, but it served its purpose. I'm going to let that go. All right, checking on our pork loin. Got a nice char on that fat. Took it off. I have it on the cool side now. Got some stuff on that's not part of the video. Okay, we're back out here checking on our pork. It's doing pretty good. Off the flame. Matter of fact, we can pull this off. I think this is done. Okay, we're going to take this off and we'll see you inside. And this is one of my portions. So I bought the grill out today. I decided I wanted to grill some burgers for lunch. And I said, well, let's try and throw one of these pork loins on the grill and make our sweet and sour out of that. So that's what I did. Okay, we're going to be making our sauce, our sweet and sour sauce. So let's get started with that. We're going to first add a 1/2 cup of water in our bowl. A 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to give that a nice slight mix. This is warm water I use. Help this sugar dissolve a little bit better. more easy. It's going to dissolve when it gets in the pan, so I'm not too worried about it. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I have 2 cups of water over here. I'm going to turn this on for our rice. We're going to be serving that with a side of white rice. Nothing fancy with this meal. And I'm going to try something that I never tried before. Is this bag of Brussels sprouts that you put right in the microwave on 4 to 5 minutes. I've never used this, but I'm going to try it out today. Simply because it was in the freezer. I use whatever I have for the most part. Rice-a-roni, I use all of that stuff if it's available. But I do a little something to it to add my little flair to it, my little touch to it. Okay, we're going to go with a half a cup of, I have a mixture of white and rice vinegar here. We're going to go with a half a cup of ketchup. Now, I'm typically not a guy that cooks with ketchup. So if you're not going to use ketchup, you can use tomato sauce and just add a little extra sugar. Say instead of adding a 1/4 cup of sugar, you add a half a cup of sugar if you're going to use tomato sauce. And the basis for all sweet and sours is some kind of red sauce, whether it's ketchup, tomato sauce, equal parts vinegar, equal parts water, and equal parts sugar. I cut back on the sugar because when I tried this sauce before, it was a little too sweet. So instead of a half a cup of sugar, I use a 1/4 cup of sugar. Then we're going to add a half a tablespoon of soy sauce. Two tablespoons of oyster sauce. Two tablespoons of orange marmalade. I'm going to add just a couple drops of sesame oil. We'll say a half a teaspoon. And 2 tablespoons of plum sauce. And a teaspoon and a half of salt. I'm using sea salt. And we're just going to give that a little mix. Okay, we're just going to sit this to the side and get our meat cut. Okay, I'm going to throw my rice in, my water's boiling. Set our timer for 16 minutes. I'm going to cut this into like a probably 3/4 of an inch slices. we're going to just cut this into chunks. I figure with doing it this way and cooking my meat on the grill, I'll get the best of both worlds. I'll get the smoky cherry wood flavor from my grill, and I'll get the tangy sweetness from the sweet and sour sauce. This meat's a little under, so that'll work out perfect. I mean, nowadays they say you can eat pork like this. Not in my world. I don't think I'll ever eat pork under. You can't convince me that they changed the pig, whereas you can eat it medium rare, like medium raw, like this, medium well, like this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this meat in a little bit of flour. We'll shut the rice off, throw it in the strainer. All right, we're going to get our vegetables cut. Now in my vegetable bowl, first I have some bamboo shoots. I have some purple cabbage. I have a piece of green pepper. I have a jalapeno pepper. I'm gonna add a little spice, so this is gonna be like a sweet, sour, and spicy pork, I mean. Looks like our oil's ready. Looks like there's gonna be a couple batches. All right, that's good for the first batch. Just tossing this rice a little bit. Okay, I have some sweet orange and red peppers. I have half of onion. I have 3 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna get this rice out of here. Check our chicken or fish. Or, well, let's just name every protein. Our pork, looking good. Couple slithers of ginger root. I take it that basmati rice takes less time than regular rice. That rice would have been well overcooked if I had kept it on that 16-minute time. Now, tasting these bamboo shoots, and I've cooked with them before, they really don't have any flavor. That's more for texture, and they take on the flavor of whatever they're being cooked in. So let's get this first batch out. I'm gonna wait a second while I heat that oil comes back up to temperature. Okay, I have a plate already in that microwave, so we're gonna sit this side up in the microwave just to get it ready. Okay, we're going down with a second batch of pork. When I had my wrestle and I dibbled and dabbled with this sweet and sour, but I finally got a recipe for the sweet and sour that I like. A combination after tasting and trying my own way. Most of them don't call for orange marmalade and plum sauce and things like that. Usually you use pineapple with your vegetables, but I don't have any pineapple, so sometimes you have to do it without certain things. As long as you can make it work. We're going to go ahead and get our vegetables fried up. Throw vegetable oil in the pan. Get a taste of the pork. Wow, that's good. Gonna make a heck of a sweet and sour pork. Guarantee you, no one's going to like this. Sauce been over there chilling out. We're gonna just make sure it's not too much settlement on the bottom. Now we're good on the pork because the pork was under coming off the grill, and I knew that. So this little bit of frying will be perfect. And once it hits that sauce, okay, that's good with that. I'm gonna put a splash of this wine in my sauce. That's perfect. We're going in with our veggies. Let me put these vegetables back in here briefly. Also need a pepper in my sauce. Using white pepper. And salt. How to drop the stuff down here. One thing about these non-sticks, they're very slippery. Stuff be flying all over the place. Or we just want a quick stir fry on that. I'm surprised I'm not sniffling yet. Better shut up before I speak too soon and those jalapeños get me to sniffling. Let's set this meat to the side. Okay, we're going right in with our sauce. And those shoots, we're just going to throw them in when we throw the vegetables back in. Bamboo shoots. Alright, we're going back in with our vegetables. Let's put our shoots in. Veggies. We're going to put the meat in that we didn't fry with the pan drippings. We're just going to coat the meat with the sauce. Let that simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes. And here we go. Sweet and sour pork. Pork grilled on the grill outside. Steamed rice and Brussels sprouts. Not your typical Chinese sweet and sour. With the smoky grill taste. Thanks for watching. Enjoy.
This was a delicious sweet and sour pork. Thanks for watching Kurt's Home Living. Sweet and sour pork.